Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's reading. Today we are going to be leaving things a little bit open-ended because I really want to just take a look into your energy and see who or what might be connecting with you energetically at this time. So if you would like to make it easier for me to pick up on your energy and vibration, I do recommend subscribing to the channel, as this is a form of energy transfer that does tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. I will say right away that just prior to starting this recording, I heard the phrase, freedom is the only way. So I don't know if that resonates for someone in a personal way. Maybe you are making a decision in your life and one fork in the road, one pathway, so to speak, leads to greater and greater freedom, and the other pathway feels restrictive to you, but maybe that restrictive pathway has some sense of obligation or duty connected with it. So even though you know that this pathway is less free and more restrictive for you and feels stifling for you, maybe you feel some artificial sense of obligation to choose what feels more stifling for your soul. And I'm getting the message that when you choose freedom for yourself, whatever that means for you, when you choose to go in the direction that feels most aligned for you intuitively, you are not only choosing the pathway that is working for your highest good, but for the highest good of everyone involved and the collective generally, because we are all connected. No one is an island. So when you make a decision that is most aligned for you, you are actually making the highest vibrational choice, not just for yourself, but for everyone else affected by that situation and for the collective generally as well. And that is why the concept of self-sacrifice, being self-sacrificial, is actually contrary to the frequency of unconditional love, because true unconditional love is completely unblocked and uninhibited self-love, embodied and expressed. When we release those blockages around our own heart, blocking out the light of our own love, we naturally radiate that unconditionally loving frequency and energy towards others as well. And in the same vein, we cannot radiate that frequency of true unconditional love for others if we are harboring judgments towards ourselves at the same time, if we are harboring blockages that prevent us from accessing our own love. And this is why the practice of self-love is so interconnected to walking a path of love. The more that we love ourselves and release those blockages around our own heart that block the reception of love within, the more that we naturally radiate that energy towards others. So I don't know who needed that kind of activation, but I really hope that reached you if it was for you. Now, I want to pull a couple cards from one of my oracle decks here because I feel that you may have someone energetically thinking about you, sending you energy, or connected to you in some way who is going to be speaking through this deck. Now, of course, as I always say, always use your own intuition. When it comes to these readings, your intuition is really the compass of your life experience. So it always points towards your true north. And these readings are only meant to assist you in that process of confirming to yourself what your intuition already knows. Okay, so we have freedom and deception. It's interesting, that sigh coming out. It's almost like breathing after holding your breath. Maybe you were holding your breath for someone or something, or some situation just had you really bound up, and now you've finally been freeing yourself emotionally, energetically, spiritually, or literally. You've been taking that deep breath, stepping back into your power, moving into a greater state of tranquility and peace within yourself, maybe finding peace around a certain situation. There is the card forgive and also the card deception. So what this makes me think is someone here might be wanting your forgiveness, or your own personal higher self or guides might be asking you to forgive or release a situation from your past in order to make space for something new. Now, of course, as we know, forgiveness is more about us than the other person. It's about freeing ourselves energetically from the past more than it is about externally forgiving another person for their sake. It's about releasing that resentment within us so we can embrace love, even new love, more fully. And so I feel that maybe there was someone who deceived you or who wore a mask. I'm hearing lived two different lives. So maybe you felt like someone you were connected to was living some kind of double life, or they maybe were, I'm hearing Jekyll and Hyde, like they had two very different aspects to themselves. One that was very kind and caring and supportive, and another that was very harsh and cold. And this may have left you constantly on edge. This could be a father figure I'm speaking about for some of you. This might be a friend, a family member, or a past romantic situation. We have the card pause. Something unhealed about this situation has had you on pause and maybe even self-isolating. So even though this situation is from your past, it's almost like whatever happened here has put you in this state of pause and possibly cause you to isolate yourself in some sense. Maybe this person was the one who isolated you either consciously or unconsciously from other people. This may have been a time where you felt very alone, and maybe through all of that, you developed this sense that you could only trust yourself, that in some sense you needed to be alone because you couldn't really rely on others. Again, of course, that's not really the case, but that might be a limiting belief that you picked up from this situation. I also feel with the Strength card that this person or situation pushed you into so much self-doubt that it actually built your confidence in the long run, which I know sounds really backhanded, but it's almost like, although this was a very thorny situation, there were a lot of thorns here in your side. There were a lot of very painful moments. Specifically, this may have been someone who gaslit you out of your power, who made you question your intuition, question your confidence, your sense of self. You may have doubted yourself when you were more connected to this person in the 3D. But what I'm getting is the gift, the rose to the thorn here, or maybe the many thorns, and there might just be the one rose, but the rose here, the gift, the hidden gift of this situation is it activated you into your power. Through going through something where you felt deeply alone and even questioned if you could trust yourself, you actually only learned to trust yourself more deeply and to connect with yourself more completely. But the thing is, now I feel it's time to step out of the void. It's time to allow yourself to be loved. It's time to allow yourself to connect with others after a period of time where you were taught through isolation how to so deeply connect with yourself. And there's been this feeling that the cage door has been opened. That new era has opened up for you, but there's been this pause. There's been this hesitancy. Even though you've built the confidence, you've completed the spiritual mission here, you've gone through the trials, you've freed yourself in a sense. You've opened that cage door metaphorically, but now there is this hesitancy, this sense of, can I really trust the moving forward of my path into something new? Can I really allow myself to move forward? Maybe for some of you, this is a question of, how can I allow myself to move forward without this person? Because this may have been a romantic situation or a friend or someone that you deeply relied upon who, although they were deceptive to you, there may be aspects to this person that you deeply love, or there just might be a deep bond here. There might be this fear of fully forgiving and allowing yourself to move forward in a sense. And here we have the journey card. So this is almost that green light confirmation that yes, you are ready for the journey and the journey is ready for you. That pathway is opened up for you. That so-called cage door has been opened here, and it's all about embracing it and allowing yourself to move forward. I'm also hearing that an added complication here, which we're going to talk a little bit more at a quantum level. You guys know I love when these conversations get a little quantum, but we also start talking at a really high level here. So I will use my best to find the physical human words to describe this. But it's almost as though certain pathways were blocked off to you in the past. And you know how, I believe it's an elephant that they train this way by tying it to a pole when it's a baby, when it's small, so that anytime it tries to break free, it can't break free. But then when it grows bigger, it's still psychologically trained to not know its own strength. And wow, that gave me a wave of chills, because I feel for someone listening, you are that grown elephant, metaphorically, that could now break free, has the strength to break free, but you might still be carrying the psychological remnants of programming that caused you to feel small and powerless. And you're being asked to release any remnants of that and to know your own strength, to know your own capability, because you've earned this strength through the trials that you've gone through. And it's now time to recognize the power of that strength and what you can do with it. Because of this strength that you've developed within yourself, certain pathways that were blocked off to you in the past are now being opened, meaning there may be certain things you tried to do or pursue or create or manifest in the past that felt very blocked to you because the time wasn't ready yet, or more accurately, you weren't prepared yet. You hadn't gone through the spiritual preparation yet. But now it's as though your spirit guides, your higher self, whatever cosmic forces you personally connect with, have opened the bars on that cage. They've lifted the obstacles on the pathway, and they're pushing you forward via that intuitive voice within yourself, telling you you have the strength to do this now, and it's time. So for some of you, this might actually be revisiting some previous goal, dream, idea, business, project, something that you may have tried to do in the past, but this time you're bringing an entirely new level of strength, confidence, energy, and power to the table here. This time the obstacles are lifted, and you can do things here that were not possible for you to do in the past. So a big message here is around allowing your path to be new, allowing your energy to be new, and not allowing the past to psychologically limit you when it comes to pursuing or moving forward on these new pathways. Because again, your energy has entirely shifted. So the results that you experience here are going to be entirely different as well. Now, if you would like a little further assistance with moving forward powerfully on your path, I have created subliminal meditations that are really powerful for helping you to release some of that remnant psychological programming and to really step fully into your empowerment and confidence. And subliminals are specifically designed to target the subconscious mind with affirmations embedded within other sounds, tones, and frequencies that are capable of bypassing the conscious filter of the mind and therefore making deeper, more lasting impressions on the subconscious. Personally, I started seeing the most powerful results, shifts, and changes when I started utilizing subliminals on a daily basis. So I became so passionate about them that I am now sharing them with you through my Subliminals app, Sound and Soulful. So as you can see on the screen, on this app, I have over 100 subliminals for so many different areas of life. So there are subliminals for mood, mindset, confidence, money, manifestation, love, relationships, energy clearing, and so much more. Now, if you are resonating with this reading specifically, I would most highly recommend 2 subliminals to really assist you in fully stepping into your power. The first is love magnetism. Now, specifically, if you are working to attract more of your highest timeline in love and relationships and to clear out those previous programs or energies, this is so powerful for helping you become magnetic for the highest vibrational outcomes in love. The second is my ultimate alchemist transformation. This is geared to help you get the energy moving in all areas of your life to really start attracting, constructing, and creating your absolute dream lifestyle. So you can use either one of these, or you can combine them into a personal private playlist in the app. And when you do sign up for a 7-day free trial account in the app, you get access to over 100 subliminals I've created in 10 different background sound options. You can read the affirmations while you are listening, and you can create your own playlists as well. So the link to download the app and get started is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so let's see what final messages we can channel through from your spirit guides, your higher self, or any cosmic forces that you are personally connecting with. Okay, the first card here is awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So I feel like you've gone through a massive energetic expansion recently, meaning your energy has been up-leveled, your energy has expanded, and therefore your frequency is higher now. So as a result of this, this is part of why you are being pushed forward on a new path, because you're almost that hermit crab that has outgrown its shell. It's not the best metaphor, but you have naturally expanded to the point where it's time for the old to be shed because you've expanded out of it. So if you found that something you've been in for a while is suddenly becoming a bit uncomfortable for you, it might be you are that hermit crab that's grown and the shell is now feeling too tight and too restrictive that once felt perfect and very comfortable. So you are being invited to expand into something new. But I just thought of how when a hermit crab seeks out a new shell, there is that period of time that feels vulnerable, where you're feeling naked in a sense. And metaphorically, you are going through a time of transition where you might feel more exposed, but you are being led into something that is grander and more suited for your expanded energy. So don't be too alarmed if you go through periods of time where you're actually feeling more sensitive, more vulnerable, more emotionally exposed in a way, more soft in a way emotionally, because this can be a sign that you're in that transitional period, shifting into that new, more expanded environment, relationship, job, whatever it is for you, that's actually going to be much better suited to your new energy. Okay, what other messages can I channel from your spirit guides or your higher self? Okay, we have the 9 of Pentacles. I'm hearing your hard work is paying off. I'm not sure who that's for, but I feel like you've gone through so much work on yourself. Maybe you've been working towards something very specific in your life. Maybe you've simply been working on waking up and growing yourself spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. I'm just getting the sense of all of that beginning to show more and more on the external plane. But right now you are in that time of transition. Once again, with the Hanged Man here, it's a transitional period. Interesting. I wonder why that word tradition is coming out here. Maybe you are putting the end to some kind of past tradition or traditional way of being, or you are veering away from tradition with the 10 of Swords here and allowing a new beginning, stepping away from some kind of closed door that may have really lost energy, that may have been keeping you stagnant, and stepping into the full embodiment of that confidence that you cultivated within yourself, with the Strength card coming out here again, overcoming any remnants of psychological programming that may have caused you to doubt yourself, and allowing yourself to move into this Ace of Wands space, this new beginning, this time of growth. So, wow, very beautiful messages coming through today's reading. I am going to go ahead and close it here, but if you do resonate with my energy and you'd like more messages like this, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information. Of course, if you do feel guided to start using my subliminals to reprogram your subconscious mind and manifest your desires, the link to get started with that is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have a beautiful remainder of your day and week, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.